We will open in the light heavyweight division. Doug Coltrane versus Brian Jackson.
And you can see here, Sean, everything fairly even, a little bit of a reach advantage, for instance, for Coltrane. However, the main thing that I see here is a 5-pound weight difference. Brian Jackson didn't quite make the weight right there, so I'm not sure if that means he didn't train as hard, there was problems in the camp, something. That could be a factor if it goes later in the fight. His cardio might not be there, Sean.
This is the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship promotional debut for Brian Jackson. He is a veteran of 2 bare knuckle fights. He's also had 8 pro MMA bouts, 7 in pro boxing in his combat sports career. In our fighter meeting, Jackson told us he prides himself on having a very unconventional style. Jackson said he's naturally left-handed. He prefers to fight orthodox, but he said, I utilize an open stance. I will continually switch stances.
Will switch stances, but he really wants to work on getting off first. He feels like from watching these fights, the person who's able to land the first punch is the guy who usually does the most damage and wins the fight.
Jackson said, I proudly don't have a game plan, and with that, I think that will disrupt my opponent, Doug Coltrane's game plan. I have big belief in my power. I don't think he has any idea what he is facing in me.
Well, he definitely wants to pressure his opponent. He said he wants to get in Mike Tyson style, using that head movement. One thing he said, that a lot have been going on in his life. He feels like this is a calculated stress relief for him.
Doug Coltrane enters 1-0 in BKFC. He's also had 5 pro MMA bouts, 3 in pro kickboxing. Coltrane said, I am going to open up and take chances to record a quick finish. He said, I want to have a highlight reel knockout and announce my arrival fully in the light heavyweight division in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Well, Sean, Coltrane said he does not like judges. He says, doesn't feel like they do the right thing many times. He's not letting this go to the distance. He said he wants to work on focus, not as hard as punching, but more where you place the punch. He wants to put him in the right spot where it feels like he gets the knockout.
Coltrane also told us this is about controlled, calculated violence. He said if it goes to the clinch, I'm going to be very physical. In the open spaces, I'm going to be very accurate.
Well, he talked if it gets in the clinch. I like the term. He said he's going to ragdoll, throw his opponent around, look for the opening, and then land the hard shot.
Coltrane said of Brian Jackson, he's not overly skillful, but he has an awkward, unconventional style. I have to be aware of wild punches.
The thing I like, Sean, like you talked about, he feels like this is the time to announce the middleweight division. They're in trouble. He's coming for it.
To get BKFC 35 started, we send it to Jeff Houston.
Hello, hello, hello! Myrtle Beach! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the BKFC debut here in the great state of South Carolina! And welcome to the most exciting combat sport on planet Earth here at the John T. Rhodes Sports Center. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BKFC 35! We are set for the first fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division, presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, an even 185 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 15 fights, holds a bare knuckle record of 1 victory opposite a single defeat, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Union, South Carolina, by way of Detroit, Michigan, here is Brian Stonehands Jackson. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black and white. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, an even 180 pounds. He holds an undefeated bare knuckle record at 1-0. Fighting out of Smithfield, North Carolina, here is the undefeated Doug Coldred Coltrane. And our referee in charge of the action, Sean Woods.
The outstanding South Carolina Athletic Commission is regulating tonight's BKFC 35 bouts. They have assigned the 3 judges ringside. Both fighters up to scratch. The scratch line's 36 inches apart. Round number 1, switch of stances immediately off the scratch line for Brian Jackson. You see both fighters in the black trunks. Red hand wraps for Brian Jackson, blue hand wraps for Doug Coltrane. Coltrane to the inside. There's the exit jab from Jackson. Tall stance for Coltrane. Forward pressure from Coltrane off the 1-2 to the 2 to the body. Another clean 2 to the body. And down goes Brian Jackson on the naked 2.
And I really like that straight right to the body.
Time called by referee Sean Woods.
And you see Jackson acting, saying he got hit low. I think they're going to go with the tape to see if he was hit low. It didn't look like it to me, but it was hard to tell.
We'll see what we're
Welcome to BKFC referee Sean Woods. This is his first bout in bare knuckle fighting championship. He has refereed the sport of bare knuckle though before. So it's the 1-2 and then the 2.
Maybe it looked like it glanced off his elbow and went a little low. It wasn't thrown low intentionally. I think got pushed down there.
Nicely done by referee Sean Woods, conferring with the South Carolina Commission table. Time in. Round number 1 resumes. There's a big right hand. That was clean from Coltrane.
Now, I know that was a little bit of a low, didn't land like I thought it did, but I do like the intent. Throwing that straight right to the body is a beautiful idea.
The fighters throwing check left hooks. Jackson on his back foot. Both fighters throwing jabs. It was the Coltrane jab getting through. There's a clean body shot. And now that's cleanly knocked down number 1 of this fight. Here comes the mandatory 8 from Sean Woods.
And Doug Coldred did say he was going to work the body. He's being true to that word right now, and I'm loving this body work he's going after.
45 seconds remaining. Round number 1. That's knocked down number 2 again on the body shot from Doug Coltrane.
And he has found a home for that, and he knows his opponent doesn't like it. He's going to keep coming with that body shot.
Are you sure? Take a step over here and come back to me. Come back to me. Okay.
Brian Jackson has got to get offensive right now. He cannot just sit there and continue to take body shots.
See how hard now Coltrane goes for the finish with 25 seconds remaining, round number 1. And Coltrane said he wanted a highlight reel knockout. He would take chances for the quick finish. He hasn't really had to take chances. This has been methodical, skillful stuff from Coltrane.
And Brian Jackson's got to be very careful when he continues to lean back. If he gets hit with an overhand right there, he's in big trouble.
Closing seconds, round number 1, our opening bout of the night. We're at 185 pounds. Doug Coltrane versus Brian Jackson. Next stop, round number 2.
Great round right there for Coltrane. You can see Brian Jackson, one thing he's going to have to do a little bit different. He's going to have to step forward when he's punching. He's punching back in a way that's hard to generate much power when you do that. And you can see right here, this is the first knockdown. Body shot right there. And once again, you can see Brian Jackson does not like the body punches right there. And that is exactly, I see it, you see it, everybody sees it, and especially Coltrane sees it. So he's going to continue to try and work that body. He feels like his opponent is soft in the body region, and he's going to continue to work that until he gets that knockout.
Again, as you saw, round number 1, Coltrane actually dropping Jackson 3 times with body shots. The first blow by referee Sean Woods negating the knockdown.
When you come back at it here, we're going to do it again.
But then clean and clean both to the body.
Let's go.
Presumably 10-7 across the board for Doug Coltrane. Both fighters now called up to scratch to start round number 2 by referee Sean Woods.
Ready?
Round number 2.
Like I said, I'd like to see Jackson coming forward with his punches instead of backing away.
Coltrane again throwing that naked 2 to the body. He has found a home for that right hand to the body. Has Doug Coltrane. Jackson off his back foot with the left hand. Bang! Left hand! Knocked down number 3, and we might be done.
Like I said before here, and sometimes that's all it takes is a jab in this sport. The right jab hits clean, you're in trouble.
Jackson was flat on his back. Talking now to referee Sean Woods. Woods telling him to come forward.
Okay, stop.
To his credit, Jackson wants to continue. We will continue. There's the stiff jab just off the mark from Coltrane. Jackson nearly spotted. Down again. Knockdown number 4. From flat on his back on the last knockdown, flat on his stomach on this knockdown, and again. Brian Jackson off the canvas. That is it. Doug Coltrane keeps on rolling. He's now 2-0 in BKFC.
And you can see how Brian Jackson jumped up. He wanted to continue, but when his legs buckled that way, the referee said, no, Moss, we're not going to let this keep going. You're too hurt to continue. And that's what we're always talking about. The referees, the safety of the fighter is first and foremost.
Doug Coltrane said he really wanted to announce himself into this light heavyweight division. Last April, he defeated Eduardo Concepcion by unanimous decision. Tonight, he takes out Brian Jackson, second round TKO. Doug Coltrane, most definitely a fighter to watch now in BKFC.
Well, he got the first fight jitters out of the way. You can tell they're a lot better in this fight. Look more confident right there. You can just see almost knocked himself down there. Just kind of fell off balance, but a little shot right there like he talked about. Placement rather than extreme power right there. That's what it's all about. If you hit that person in the right spot, you're going to hurt him.
Brian Jackson, a veteran of 2 bare-knuckle fights coming into this. His BKFC promotional debut was game. He showed heart. He kept getting up. Was up on the 4th knockdown, but that was enough for referee Sean Woods to end this fight. Heart, toughness from Jackson, and that was class and skill from Doug Coltrane. Here is Jeff Houston.
All right, we're looking at the crane.
Sean Woods steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 53 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by KO, Doug Coltrane.
And Sean, a very good victory for Doug Coltrane. Looks like his second fight, he's learning to use his reach, his range. He feels more comfortable out there. He could be a problem in the future.
Ruled a knockout, the victory for Doug Coltrane. Again, he said he wanted to use controlled, calculated violence. Indeed, he did, recording 4 knockdowns to the victory. The winner by way of second round KO, Doug Coltrane defeats Brian Jackson.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Always crazy.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Saturday, April 11th. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship makes its Hawaii debut, unleashing the world's most exciting combat sport live in Honolulu. In the main event, the always ready Maki Coconut Bombs Pitolo takes on the calculated sniper, Doug Cold Red Coltrane. In the co-main event, the fearless warrior fueled by pride, Keali'i Kanekoa fights the relentless warrior, Joseph the Dark Knight Creer, plus Toby Too Quick Misech versus Felony Charles Bennett. Watch history unfold live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
This is intriguing at 185 pounds. It's our feature fight of the night, and our tale of the tape is presented by Blackout Coffee for Joseph Creer versus Taylor Bull.
Huge guys for this weight class. 6'4" to 6'5", only a 3-inch reach advantage for Taylor Bull, but he still wants to utilize that and control the range.
The Canadian from Alberta, Taylor Bull, enters 1-0 in BKFC. He's 4-0 overall in the sport of bare-knuckle fighting. Bull has had 13 pro boxing matches, 12 as a professional in mixed martial arts. Bull told us in our fighter meeting, I want to have a very measured start. I'll be active with my feints. I want to intelligently work to the pocket.
And Sean, look how tall this guy is. Is he 6'5" or is he 6'7"? Huh? You young people understand what I'm talking about. Under 20 maybe? I don't know, 6'7"?
Well, my 14-year-old daughter Hadley got that reference. Taylor Bull is naturally right-handed. He told us in our fighter meeting, I will keep switching stances. Bull said, I have more power in my orthodox stance, and I have a lot more speed in my southpaw stance.
Lots of feints, throw that too. He has great footwork, but he said he really even wants to get into that pocket. He's willing to trade. Surprises me for somebody with that size.
This is fight number 8 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship for Joseph Creer. He's 7-2-1 in pro MMA, 5-0 in pro boxing. Creer told us in our fighter meeting where he is always composed, always thoughtful and introspective. I will probe with my jab early to gauge the timing of Taylor Bull, and then straight lefts, short hooks to his body. I will always, Creer said, move on angles.
Like you said, Sean, first round he's downloading, he's looking for openings, looking to go to the body. He's setting them up for later on. That's what a smart fighter does. He says this is going to be a chess match.
Of his opponents, this is our feature fight of the evening in the light heavyweight division. Taylor Bull, Joseph Creer said, I respect his power. I feel, Creer said, that Bull wants to work behind the jab. I have to be aware of his uppercuts. And Creer said, my key to victory is my mantra as a fighter. Be first, fast, long, and gone.
I love it. He feels about his opponent, though his opponent will hesitate, and he really questions his opponent's chin. He has to land a good punch to see early if he's going to be able to take it.
Again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for our feature fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Presented to you by Blackout Coffee. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. His official weight, 181.8 pounds. His pro boxing record stands at 15 fights and holds an undefeated overall bare knuckle fighting record at 4-0. Fighting out of Massachusetts, Alberta, Canada. Here is the undefeated Taylor, the Raging Bull. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears blue and gray with white. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. His official weight, 185.4 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 4 victories opposite 3 defeats. Fighting out of Columbus, Georgia, by way of Detroit, Michigan. Here is Joseph, the Dark Knight Creer. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Taylor Bull told us, in this fight, I will fully show my willingness to make this an inside fight. The battle round number 1. Silver, blue, and white trunks for the American Joseph Creer. Black and white trunks for the Canadian Taylor Bull.
I mean, Creer talking about making this a chess match. That's what he does in his fights. You can tell how prepared he is. He comes in, he finds holes, and he exploits them.
True to their word, measured start from both fighters. Respect flowing heavily in both directions. Long jab from Taylor Bull. Pulling back the right hand. Creer not fully committing to that jab. The fighter's still very much in the assessment process. Another 1-2 from Bull. Creer on the outside. 2 to the body from Bull, not there. Next jab. See the high elbow blocked from Taylor Bull. 65 seconds remaining in round number 1.
And I figure we'd see that straight left to the body from Creer. Hasn't thrown it yet.
On the long jab. There's the short right hand. Then the exit from Bull to the inside. Now comes Joseph Creer on the turnout.
Redirect, box, box.
Straight jab from Creer. Double jab.
I mean, Bull, he just showed these very awkward, weird angles. He moves awkwardly.
Short left hand from southpaw now for Taylor Bull.
Bull doing a great job of every time Creer tries to step in, he's getting met with a punch.
Creer showing the head movement on the jab. Right there from Bull, pulled it back mid-flight. There's the left hand getting through from Taylor Bull.
You can see Creer having a lot of trouble dealing with the reach because Bull is throwing a lot of punches, making it very difficult.
Final seconds, round number 1, right hand through from Creer. Just before the bell, that stopped round 2.
And I would have to think if Creer learned anything that round, he has to be more aggressive. He cannot stand back and take these punches, even though every time he tries to step in, Bull is throwing 2 and 3 punches and pushing him back. You can just see the look on Creer's face. He's a little bemused right now. He's trying to think, how do I get in on this without taking shots? And I like what the corner of Creer is telling him. The body is wide open. That's what Creer, I'm surprised, hasn't done. Stepped in and throw that straight left hard to the body. I mean, his hands with Taylor Bull have been very fast, very accurate, and very active.
Calling knuckle up from referee Andrew Glenn, round 2. Getting through from Bull. Will change from Creer. Seeing the creativity of the striking of Taylor Bull. Switch of stances and these angle of punches. Big left hand on the overhand left from Creer. That was creative and effective. Now from a wizard position, left hand to the knockdown.
He hit him once while he was on the ground. Did Creer. I think that's what they're saying. Yep.
Time called by referee Andrew Glenn.
I hope this isn't what stops this fight. He should have up to 5 minutes, hopefully, because he was badly hurt.
So right now, Glenn has ruled this as a knockdown and then an illegal punch by Creer to the grounded Bull. That does not negate the knockdown.
But he was clearly on the ground and you hit him. Okay, you good? All right, wait right here.
That's what he's explaining at this point. He did hit him once while he was on the ground. That's unfortunate because he hurt him, he landed a couple of good punches, and then as it went down.
A hard warning, count to knockdown. The resumption. Round number 2 back underway. Credit to Taylor Bull, he could have taken up to 5 minutes. He took less than 50 seconds.
Creer knows now he can get the knockdown if he just gets in and lands a good punch. Bull has got to be careful.
To the inside, back to the outside for Creer, left hand from Bull. 120 remaining round 2. Step in left hand on the open chest and stance for Taylor Bull. Smear of blood across the face of Taylor Bull.
Good head movement by Creer.
Rear right hand, partially blocked and still to the canvas goes Taylor Bull.
Bull, very tough. He's smiling, he's gonna get up, but man, he might be hurt.
Andrew Glenn talking to Taylor Bull. The assessment, right back to it from Glenn.
Let's see if Creer tries to end the night.
Right back to it from Joseph Creer. Creer, cool as you like on the step in left hand. 35 seconds remaining round 2. Overhand left.
Oh no, that's
To
all
the
she wrote.
canvas. That is the fight. Game, set, match. Joseph Creer.
I mean, what a crazy ending. Look at Bull, he stands up and puts his hands in the air. He loved it. The fans loved it. Great job by Creer.
Now 5 wins with emphasis in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship for Joseph Creer. And to put this quality victory in perspective, Taylor Bull entering 1-0 in BKFC promotionally and 4-0 overall in the sport of bare knuckle.
Once Creer figured out if he landed that hard shot, he talked about it, he landed that hard shot. Once he landed a hard punch and he got the knockdown, you could just see the confidence swell in him. He knew he could land one more and he felt like the night was gonna be over. I mean, Taylor Bull got up a couple of times, but he was clearly hurt. it was tough for him even to get up that second time. I didn't know if they were going to let it go. They did let it go because he has to go out on his shield. That was a great fight, a great ending, and a good job for Creer. He dealt with adversity. That guy was hard to deal with, awkward style, throwing lots of punches, but he passed with flying colors.
Officially, 2 knockdowns recorded by Joseph Creer. Bull slumped to the canvas, but it was not ruled a knockdown. It was the end of the fight. Our crafted replay presented by Forge.
That right hook landed clean, knocked Bull back, and here, big overhand left. And then some body shots, and as he let go, he just slumped to Taylor Bull. He was hurt from that overhand left and the body shot.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn, steps in calling a stop to this fight at 1 minute 47 seconds, round number 2. For your winner by TKO, Joseph the Dark Knight Creer.
All right, I love this sportsmanship right here. Detroit's own Joseph Creer. It's a beautiful thing, man. I like all the Lions colors, man. You've represented it in a very big way. We're going to turn right here, my bro. Congratulations on the win. You showed once again why you are one of the baddest men in the light heavyweight division. Taylor Bull, very unorthodox, but you found a way to figure him out. You looked really good tonight.
Thank you. We really took our time to figure out how to deal with Taylor. He's like the first guy that's actually naturally way taller than me, has a longer reach, but luckily, my best friend, Chance Crosby, I don't know where he is. He's 6'5" with a 1-inch extra reach. He had 8 inches, and we just went to work. And of course, my friend Stephen Bass from Savannah Combat Club, we go down there and I tune up with his guys. It's just easy work. Hard work is easy work. And it's my first time in Michigan. My brothers and my sisters and my cousins and my friends, they're out here. And you know, I'm getting older, so I don't know how many more times I'm gonna be able to compete in Michigan, but I'm glad that my family members are out there, and I love them all the same, yeah? Drinks are on you guys. Drinks are on you guys.
Well, I got to ask you, man, you know, when you look at a guy like Josh Dyer, he obviously has a big matchup coming up here. You're still hitting your stride, man. You still got time in this game. You're still looking good. Is that still on the horizon? Is that what you're fighting for? You want that shot at that belt?
I wouldn't want anything more in life for this man right here. That's all I'm doing it for at this point.
You're a good one, Joseph Creer. You're a good one, my man. Let's hear it, Michigan, for your own Joseph Dark Knight Creer.
And Creer talked about this being a chess game, and tonight he was a chess master. Great job for Joseph Creer.
A very competitive round number 1 in which both Joseph Creer and Taylor Bull most definitely had their moments. Round number 2, Joseph Creer taking over, finding his timing, finding his range, the accuracy and the power. 2 knockdowns, the ending sequence. Not a knockdown, but Taylor Bull, after the separation, slumping to the canvas, and that is the fight. The winner, by way of second round TKO, Joseph Creer defeats Taylor Bull.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Saturday, April 11th. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship makes its Hawaii debut, unleashing the world's most exciting combat sport live in Honolulu. In the main event, the always ready Maki Coconut Bombs Pitolo takes on the calculated sniper, Doug Cold Red Coltrane. In the co-main event, the fearless warrior fueled by pride, Keali'i Kanekoa, fights the relentless warrior, Joseph the Dark Knight Creer, plus Toby Too Quick Misech versus Felony Charles Bennett. Watch history unfold live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
At 175 pounds, Doug Coltrane versus Blake Lacaze.
And you can see a 5-inch height advantage, but that's not the thing. You got a 2-inch reach advantage. That's not much. It's not really the height, I don't think. It's more the reach. And Doug Coltrane feels like he can negate that reach, get in, land that hard shot. laying that shot to the head, that's what he feels like is going to be the difference, Sean.
Set for bout number 3 in BKFC. He is a veteran of 20 fights in his pro boxing career. In our fighter meeting, Blake Lacasse said, I don't just want to be first in every exchange, I want to be first and second in every exchange.
I loved it when he said that. That's fantastic. Feels like he's more dangerous as a bare knuckle fighter because he feels like he can surprise people with his power. People see a tall, skinny guy, but it's that range and it's that turning over his punch that gives him that power.
Lacasse said, I have to keep moving laterally. I have to stay long. My jab is my key punch. What I cannot allow myself to do is move backwards.
He can't let his opponent get into a groove. He knows he's going to come forward. He knows he's going to try and brawl. Doesn't want to let him make him pay each time. Lateral movement like you talked about, make his opponent uncomfortable and frustrated the entire fight.
Blake Lacasse said, I know that my opponent, Doug Coltrane, is very strong physically. I know he hits hard, but I do not think through his first 2 bare-knuckle fights, he has been hit hard. I will hit him hard.
Lacasse said his keys is to throw that jab, stay poised, and fight smart.
Doug Coltrane, 2-0 in BKFC. He's had 5 pro MMA bouts, 3 in pro kickboxing. Coltrane told us through his first 2 bouts in bare knuckle, he feels that this sport is about placement over power punches. Coltrane said, my placement will be excellent from the outside.
And he understands it's the little things that can change everything. One little shot definitely feels like once they get inside, uses explosive power. When he gets inside, ragdolls opponent, throw him around, wear him down. That's going to make him easier to hit in the later rounds.
Coltrane also told us, I'm going to throw overhand rights, high left hooks against the 6'7" Blake Lacasse. I want to make this a rugged fight. Coltrane also said what I cannot let happen is let Blake Lacasse settle in long behind his jab.
Well, the thing is, Coltrane feels like all he has to do is touch him. He doesn't have to worry about power. Get in there, land shots, and he will hurt his opponent no matter what.
Back to the ring, and Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and silver. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 175.8 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of West Monroe, Louisiana, by way of Pioneer, Louisiana, here is Big Boy Blake Lacasse. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears tropical blue. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, 174.7 pounds. He holds an undefeated BKFC record at 2-0. Fighting out of Smithfield, North Carolina. Here is the undefeated Doug Coldred. Coltrane. And our referee in charge of the action, Jim Neely.
All right, gentlemen, toe the line.
Blake Lacasse said, My jab is key, but then power punches off the jab. Round number 1. Blue trunks for Doug Coltrane, black trunks for Blake Lacaz. See the more open striking guard for Doug Coltrane.
Coltrane had to come in a little bit there. That jab equalized it.
Higher, tighter striking guard for Blake Lacaz. There's a lot of debate right now in the bare knuckle world about striking guards. Close to your face, away from your face.
We'll see what this fight shows.
As you'd start, there's 2 very talented fighters. Looking for the jab, looking for the overhand left. Coltrane on the outside. 50 seconds gone, round number 1 of our co-mains. In the middleweight division, Dave Mundell, the reigning BKFC middleweight world titleist, in attendance here tonight in Greenville, South Carolina. He's watching ringside.
So both these guys want to fight for that belt right now, so this is a big step for either one, whoever wins.
Up to the body. Coltrane early on, Chris, you can see trying to open the body of Blake Lacaz.
That jab is very fast and very accurate, though, for Lacaz. He's doing it very well.
There's that fast jab again. Did not land, but you see draws the reaction from Doug Coltrane. Coltrane literally running in over the head. There's the separation from referee Jim Neely. 15 seconds remaining, round number 1. Left hand, and that is knockdown number 1 on the left hook. Coltrane taking the count.
6, 7.
Didn't look like it did much damage right there. Just caught him off balance, coming in.
That ends round number 1.
That's got to be extremely frustrating right now for Coltrane. Looks like it was a very even round. You don't know who's going to go. That knockdown definitely sealed the deal for that round.
Hey, relax. That was a balance check, okay? Let's double up now. Let's take it to him, all right? You felt him, right? Okay, let's pick it up now. Now let's compete. Let's go to his chest. Don't give him too much respect. Okay.
You make him come to you, you're going to hit him every time he comes within your range, all right? Every time you hit him, you hurt him. He don't know what to do.
He's smart. Here's another look at that.
Don't know what to do.
Coltrane coming in. Didn't look like a super clean punch. Just knocked him off balance, top of the head.
Seconds out. Seconds out. Let's go. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. All right, guys.
There's enough to get the knockdown, though, Sean.
Presumably a 10-8 round number 1. Favor of Blake Lacaz.
All right, gentlemen, round 2.
Can we say presumably? Well, this is an outstanding athletic commission here in South Carolina. Number 2, overhand right for Doug Coltrane. Coltrane to the body. Coltrane again rushing in. Lacaz trying to get over the head to negate the clinch. Coltrane said he wanted a rugged fight, making this rugged from the waist edge. Big shots on the inside from Doug Coltrane. Oh! And down goes Blake Lacaz. This fight is over, and the come from behind win for Doug Coltrane.
Folded up with the overhand right. Powerful shot. That's all he wanted to do. He said as long as he touches it, he's going to hurt him. Shoulder right there. Powerful overhand right. And it was once again the way Lacaz fell. I think made the referee just wave off. Didn't even do the 10 count.
Doug Coltrane off the canvas in round number 1. Presumably on the backside of a 10-8 round to drop and finish Blake Lacaz in round number 2. Doug Coltrane now 3-0 in BKFC. 3 quality wins.
And I think this one probably being the biggest win he had right there, because Lacaz has looked really good his last fight. Has a lot of physical attributes, going to make it difficult to fight, but and we're going to see this right here, just inside fighting right now. Coltrane doing what he can. Outside though, here's with this overhand right. Bam! He feels like if he lands that punch on anybody, it's going to be victorious. Had a lot of hard inside fighting going on. They break, overhand right.
the counter. 3 punches from Lacaz, 1 punch from Coltrane. That 1 punch to the right hand proves to be the final punch of this fight. That's real class from the victor, Doug Coltrane. Disappointment for Blake Lacaz. Cool and confident in victory for Doug Coltrane. Here's Jeff Houston.
Baby! Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Jim Neely, steps in and calls a stop to this fight at 34 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by KO and still undefeated, Doug Coldred Coltrane.
Blake Lacaz dropping Doug Coltrane in round number 1. Coltrane, who told us he wanted to make this a rugged fight, worked on the inside in round number 2, very rugged with his dirty boxing. Then 3 punches from Blake Lacaz. The counter, overhand right, and that's game, set, match. The winner by way of second round KO, Doug Coltrane defeats Blake Lacaz.
Welcome to the new BKFC app. Get monthly BKFC events for $7.99.
This is the best show in combat sports.
Enjoy our all-new library of content, including behind-the-scenes access, exclusive BKFC original series, and additional live bare-knuckle fights from around the globe. Knuckle up with the new BKFC app, only $7.99 per month. Saturday, April 11th. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship makes its Hawaii debut, unleashing the world's most exciting combat sport live in Honolulu. In the main event, the always ready Maki Coconut Bombs Pitolo takes on the calculated sniper, Doug Cold-Red Coltrane. In the co-main event, the fearless warrior fueled by pride, Keali'i Kanekoa, fights the relentless warrior, Joseph the Dark Knight Creer, plus Toby Too Quick Misech versus Felony Charles Bennett. Watch history unfold live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
At 145 pounds, Pat Sullivan versus Felony Charles Bennett.
And you can see Sullivan 6'1" to Bennett's 5'7". However, only a 2-inch reach advantage for Sullivan. A little bit, looks like Sullivan a little bit heavier than his opponent. Let's see if that can make a difference in this fight.
This is fight number 4 in BKFC for one of the most colorful people in all of combat sports. And I mean that as an absolute compliment. Felony Charles Bennett. Bennett has had 76 pro MMA bouts, including 5 in Pride, 3 in pro boxing. His pro MMA opponents include Uriah Faber, Takanori Gomi, Dwayne Woodward, KJ Nunes, and Luis Palomino. In our fighter meeting, Felony Charles Bennett said, "My confidence is extremely high because my cardio is absolutely on point." He said, "I always pride myself on being a creative fighter. I have the cardio to be creative, to be relentless in this fight."
Well, not only does he have the cardio, he has a very high fight IQ. Sean, you talked about all those fights. You learn a lot in each and every one of those fights. Not only that, he feels like he has more power, more speed, and his unorthodox style is going to be very helpful.
Bennett said, "Hooks and uppercuts to the body of my opponent, Pat Sullivan. I will use my speed." When we asked Charles Bennett about his jab, he said, "Man, jabs are overrated. I'm not going to throw a jab. I'm going to time the jab of Pat Sullivan with my uppercuts as he rushes forward."
Finally, another guy who doesn't think jabs are that important. Just no power shots. I love it. Anyway, he says he wants a highlight KO. He wants to restart his career. He wants to come here tonight and put on a show for these fans.
Bennett also said of his opponent in this featherweight bout, Pat Sullivan, "I think that he is going to be very measured throughout. I think he is going to respect me. I have to be reactive off of his movement, whether he is aggressive or whether he is passive."
Sean, he said he wants to utilize his platform to talk about all the legal injustices that are out there and people getting arrested and problems for things they're not doing. I mean, sounds funny coming from a guy whose nickname is Felony. I wonder if he thinks that is not a deserved nickname. I'm not sure.
There are a lot of opinions in the combat sports world of Felony Charles Bennett. I've known him for a long time, starting in MMA, and now this is fourth fight in BKFC. He is a very bright person. He is colorful, but he is a very bright and very talented fighter. 2 fights in BKFC for Pat Sullivan. His most recent bout occurred July of last year when he defeated Austin Peterson by first round TKO.
Coming out with power. Feels like all he has to do is come out, overwhelm your opponent. Believes in his ability to fight, believes in his ability to hit hard. He knows he has the power. He just has to utilize it, has to showcase it. Wants to get off first tonight and land his hard shots to get another quick victory.
A very big personality in his own right. From South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Pat Sullivan. Now set for fight number 3 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Sullivan, a very accomplished amateur boxer. He was 15-2 as an amateur in boxing. In our fighter meeting, Pat Sullivan said, "I will continually be first while staying calm. I cannot rush. I really respect the experience, the skill set of Felony Charles Bennett. I have to properly set up my punches."
He wants to make sure he lands a good punch early. He has to gain his opponent's respect. Make sure you're technical this time. He doesn't want to brawl, doesn't want to stand in front of his opponent and trade. He wants to showcase his skill.
Sullivan said, "I will, quote, patiently and technically break down Felony Charles Bennett." He said of Bennett, his best asset is being effectively awkward. Sullivan said, "I have to watch out for that awkwardness. I have to watch out for that creativity."
Well, he wants to get inside, work the body. He's like he's those feints, and then a 2-3. Has a game plan. Let's see how that works out for him.
Sullivan also said of Felony Charles Bennett, "I know he's going to sit back. I know he has one punch knockout power. I cannot get reckless and walk into that big punch. I have to be technical. I have to keep leading this fight through my movement."
Well, he has to be composed and calm. He can't get wild, he can't get reckless. Very calm, very composed the entire fight.
Here we go with Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the Featherweight division. Presented to you by Fubo TV. Watch live sports and TV without cable, including BKFC on Fubo TV. Start your 7-day free trial at FuboTV.com. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 143.6 pounds. He is a true MMA veteran of 76 fights and holds a bare knuckle fighting record at 7 fights. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the BKFC Squared Circle from Columbus, Georgia, by way of Las Vegas, Nevada, Felony Charles Bennett. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black trimmed in green and bronze. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, an even 150 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory, opposite a single defeat. Representing and fighting out of South Philly, here is the Irishman, Pat Sullivan. And our referee in charge of the action, Dave Breslow.
Felony Charles Bennett told us, "I have to be reliant on my speed and I have to be reliant on my creativity." Both fighters up to scratch. Sporting touch of hands, round number 1. Black trunks for Felony Charles Bennett. Black and green trunks for Pat Sullivan. And staying on the outside, there's the feint with the rear right hand from Sullivan. Sullivan on the jab. Against the ropes, now turning at an awkward angle. Looking to counter is Felony Charles Bennett, and he does, and that drops Pat Sullivan.
That's the power. That has shown it many times. Totally believes this time. Just look how relaxed he was the entire time. He's got to be careful. He has his hands low, but man, when he lands a punch, he does damage.
Blaisdell talking to Pat Sullivan after the mandatory 8 count. 120 remaining, round number 1, scheduled for 3 rounds. We're at 145 pounds. Hook jab off the mark from Sullivan. Bennett talking and sticking his chin forward to do that. Pull back. Hands low by design. A leaping jab from Felony Charles Bennett.
It's so creative. You cannot practice and try and get his timing down. You can't do anybody in the gym who's going to fight like Felony.
Frustrated push away from Pat Sullivan. Hook to the body from Bennett. There's more of that creativity. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1. A jab from Sullivan not there. Bennett to the mid-range.
So Bennett has admitted that many times he hasn't trained for some of these fights. He's actually trained for this, and he's ready to come in and fight tonight.
Felony Charles Bennett holding center circle. And very low, there's the up jab from Sullivan to the inside, the counter with the right hand from Pat Sullivan.
Man, Pat landed some good punches. Felony just in very well.
15 seconds remaining, round number 1. Jab off the mark from Sullivan.
Top of the bell, guys.
This is methodical walk down pressure from Felony Charles Bennett. Staying elusive, eluding that punch to the head just before the bell. We are through the opening round.
And did you just look at what a slow methodical pace Bennett comes out with? He just stays right in front of you, stays just out of range. It's pretty amazing.
Listen to me. Look at me. Relax. Use the other one.
Stop, dude. You don't give up. You don't give up. Stop.
What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Give me this. I don't give a shit. Give me this round.
Yeah. You can tell he's hurt. This is why. That is why he's hurt. Hit with a big right hand. Gonna see it from a perfect angle. Very impressive. He even got up from that punch, Sean.
Our crafted replay presented by Forge Irish Stout. Blaisdell calling both fighters up to scratch. They stand 3 feet apart. Round number 2. Mocking smile on the face of Pat Sullivan to start the second round. There's the jab and the easy pull back from Felony Charles Bennett. To the inside. Bennett lowering his stance. Bennett exploding to the inside, taking himself to the canvas. Quickly rule a slip by Blaisdell.
Ready? Knuckle.
On the restart. Jab not there from Sullivan. Sullivan trying to find his jab. And to the inside, nearly the counter left hand. Goes Bennett off balance, resetting. Jab again from Sullivan. Hard on the counter with the left hand from Felony Charles Bennett. 70 seconds remaining, round 2. And keeping his hands low, chin out. It's not even clowning, that is trying to bait in Pat Sullivan. That is very tactical. It looks like clowning to the uninitiated, but it's very tactical.
That just shows the speed and the athleticism of Bennett. So quick, so difficult to do. Those things you can't teach.
Look to the body from Felony Charles Bennett. Bennett feeling as though he's in full control. 40 seconds remaining, round number 2. Sullivan trying to counter, swinging a miss with the right hand from Charles Bennett.
And Sullivan does have a little bit of a reach advantage. He's not been able to utilize it there.
Bennett just missing that right hand. Hands low, chin out for Bennett. 12 seconds remaining, round 2. A big left hand falling into the ropes is Pat Sullivan. And ruled as a knockdown by Blaisdell.
Right, so Sullivan's still hurt. Look, he's falling backwards. Look at the left fist. I don't think he wants it anymore. He's done.
This fight is over, and ring number 1 in BKFC for Felony Charles Bennett.
And look at the face. It's a bad cut. Pat Sullivan, you can tell by the way he looked when he got up. They brought him up to, he just wanted no more. The look on his face was pain, but I'm out, no mas. He didn't get totally knocked down. The rope saved him, and Sean, that's the correct call. The rope saved you from hitting the ground. That is considered a knockout.
In the combat sports world, Chris, there is the perception of Felony Charles Bennett, and then there is the reality of Charles Bennett. We just saw the reality of Charles Bennett. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Dave Braslow, steps in calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 56 seconds, round number 2. For your winner, by TKO, Felony Charles Bennett.
And what a victory for Charles Bennett. We've seen him fight many times, and when he's out there, when he's training, this guy could be one of the best. He just has to get that mindset right, and you can see just how athletic this guy is and how difficult he can be to deal with for a lot of fighters.
Pat Sullivan has punching power. He said, I cannot rush, I have to set up my punches. But Felony Charles Bennett was on point, defensively and offensively, dropping Pat Sullivan in round number 1, and then Felony Charles Bennett finishing Pat Sullivan in round number 2. The winner, by way of second round technical knockout, Felony Charles Bennett defeats Pat Sullivan. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is live on Oahu, and a traditional Hawaiian blessing serves to welcome the fighters and protect them as they enter the ring tonight. It's BKFC Fight Night Honolulu, and it starts right now.
Tonight, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship finally debuts in Hawaii, a land known for its pride and a warrior spirit that runs deep. In Honolulu, a new kind of warrior steps forward, the kind built for the raw, unforgiving world of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. In the co-main event, Hawaii's own Keali'i Kanekoa makes his debut, ready to unleash blistering speed and relentless pressure in front of his hometown crowd. He toes the line with Joseph the Dark Knight Creer, a proven vet with 8 fights in BKFC, determined to keep his win streak alive. Then, in the main event, the energy inside the arena reaches another level. Maki Coconut Bombs Pitolo, a hometown brawler ready to make waves in BKFC, looks to storm straight into the middleweight spotlight. Standing in his path is Doug Coldred Coltrane, a composed and dangerous tactician who can counter with precision or overwhelm with force at any moment. Live from Blaisdell Arena in Hawaii, this is BKFC Fight Night Honolulu, and it starts right now!
Tonight, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, presented by Bucked Up Feel Like $1 Million, is making its debut in Hawaii. Coming to you live from BKFC Fight Night Honolulu. Headed your way, an absolutely stacked card, and we will open with 4 preliminary bouts, which includes Jerome Malino versus Enos in the welterweight division. In this evening's feature fight, set for the featherweight division, Toby Misech versus Felony Charles Bennett. Our co-main in the light heavyweight division, Keali'i Kanekoa versus Joseph Creer. And our main event in the middleweight division, Maki Pitolo versus Doug Coltrane. Hey everyone, with Chris Lights Out Live, I'm Sean Wheelock. Chris, tonight, of course, we're here in Hawaii, in Honolulu. This is the 24th state for BKFC.
Sean, we're opening up states, we're opening up countries, continents. I mean, but this one is especially meaningful to me. From the early days of MMA, Hawaii was known as a special place. Hard-nosed fighters, they came to fight, they brought it. Exactly what this sport is. As soon as we started BKFC, me and you talked about this, Hawaii being a great state. It's finally here, it's finally happening. I'm so excited.
Our main event set for 175 pounds. Maki Pitolo, the UFC veteran, fighting here in his home state, Hawaii, versus Doug Coltrane, who enters his 6th bout in BKFC.
And one more thing I love about BKFC, no soft landings, no easy fights. Pitolo, he's a UFC veteran, however, never had a bare knuckle fight. He's picking a tough guy, Doug Coltrane. He's fought for the title. He's at the highest level. He's up there. He wants to come back. He wants to make a statement. He wants to win in his opponent's backyard. So this should be a great fight.
Chris, you have tonight's fight odds. They're presented by BetBKFC.com.
I mean, and these odds, look how even they are distributed. That means that's great matchmaking. Who knows who's going to win these fights? I'm going to go with A-Lion, I think, at minus 189. That's a tough pick, but that's what I'm going to go with. That's my best bet.
Alp Nicotine Pouches presents the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting, administered this evening here in Hawaii by the Wyoming Athletic Commission. There is no 3 knockdown rule. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. We open tonight with a bout in the cruiserweight division. Vince Aragona versus Simeon Crawford. Our tale of the tape is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Okay, Sean, here we see Crawford, a slight 1-inch height advantage, 7 pounds heavier, 2-inch reach advantage. None of that adding up to too much for 2 guys at this weight class.
Simeon Crawford, Set for his BKFC debut, he has had one pro MMA bout. Crawford is ambidextrous. He told us, I really prefer to fight in the orthodox stance, but Crawford said, I will switch stances to disrupt my opponent, Vince Aragona.
Wants to get into that mid-range, wants to land those 2s and 3s, use that head and liver shots. Feels like his opponent's gonna come out very fast, throwing bombs, he's gonna counter.
Crawford also said, straights to my opponent's head, hooks to my opponent Aragona's body. I will do so from the mid-range. Crawford and Aragona sparred at the Open BKFC tryouts, Chris, that you hosted and ran January here on Oahu. Crawford said of that sparring session, I know Aragona has punching power, but I feel that I am the more technical striker.
That's why he wants to make sure he's not brawling in this fight. He's being very smart, staying calm the entire time. Thinks his opponent's gonna come out, try to play up to the crowd too much. That's gonna be his downfall.
Crawford said, I am confident with my speed, I am confident with my cardio. I will use both to win this fight. Vince Aragona, set for his BKFC and Pro Combat Sports debut. Aragona has had 7 amateur boxing bouts. He is active duty United States Army, based here in Oahu. Aragona told us in his fighter meeting, placement over power on my punches. I'm going to walk down my opponent in this cruiserweight bout, Simeon Crawford, with my jab, and then throw big overhand rights, hard left hooks off of the jab.
Well, he wants to be smart. Look for openings, utilize feints, slips, footwork, angles, everything he needs to get into position to find those openings.
Aragona said, I'll work in both the pocket and the clinch. I have to make my opponent Crawford move backwards. I'm going to utilize excellent footwork as I move forward.
And he wants to make sure he's never letting his opponent get into his rhythm, keep him guessing, keep him unable to figure out exactly what angle he's coming from.
We are live in Honolulu, Hawaii. To get our evening started, we send it to the always outstanding Jeff Houston.
Aloha, aloha, aloha! Honolulu! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very big mahalo to everyone. Welcome to the Blaisdell Arena here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and most importantly, we welcome you to the most exciting combat sport on planet Earth today, which tonight finally makes its official debut in the Aloha State! Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to BKFC Fight Night. BKFC begins tonight with 3 2-minute rounds in the BKFC Cruiserweight Division, presented to you by Bucked Up. Feel like $1,000,000. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears red and white. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 205 pounds. Tonight he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Lakeside, Hawaii. Here is Simeon Wapito Crawford. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and gold. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, an even 198 pounds. Tonight, he also toes the line for the very first time. Fighting out of Ava Beach, Hawaii. Here is Vince the Dog Aragona. And our referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens.
Vince Aragona told us, I know from sparring Simeon Crawford at the Open BKFC tryouts here in Hawaii in January that Crawford has good elusive movement, good head movement, but I am not concerned, Aragona said, with Crawford's punching power. Sporting touch of hands, both fighters up to scratch. Round number 1. Black trunks for Vince Aragona, red trunks for Simeon Crawford. Big left hook from Aragona. Aragona immediately with the power punches, and down goes Simeon Crawford.
And Aragona came out throwing hard punches. He feels like he knew something from the sparring, not worried about his opponent's punching power. That's a dangerous combination.
The assessment from Nick Behrens. Forward pressure and flat on his back goes Simeon Crawford. Knockdown number 2.
That didn't look like he was even hit down. I think he's still hurt from the first knockdown. So let's see if he can keep going. He's still wobbly. Nope.
That is it! Just like that! Welcome to BKFC, Vince Aragona.
And the way Aragona came out just bombing, you knew he was going to get the knockout or he was going to get hit and counted himself. Got the knockout, just came throwing bombs. And when you throw those kind of punches, man, you just got to be careful not to break your hands. But man, he landed some powerful shots.
Our crafted replay presented by Forged Irish Stout.
You can tell early, throwing those power shots. One hit the shoulder, the second one landed, knocked him back. You can tell Aragona throwing bombs. Crawford tried to get up, tried to deal with that power.
Yes!
Once again, just glancing blows. I think Aragona already hurt him.
Vince Aragona told us in our fighter meeting, placement over power. He had placement, and Chris, he had power as well.
Yeah, I think he forgot about what he talked to us about. He threw hard. He didn't act like he was going to try to throw hard. He did. He got out there. The moment got the better of him. It still worked because, you know, he felt like he knew from the tryouts. He knew his opponent didn't have the power to hurt him. So when that's the case, you throw caution to win. You just come in throwing hard punches. It's always a risk throwing hard punches. If a guy has knockout power and you miss and he hits you, you're going down. That wasn't the case here.
Vince Aragona, active duty United States Army, showing his class and victory over Simeon Crawford. Crawford was game, but Vince Aragona was absolutely on point. Fast off of scratch, dropping Crawford, and then finishing Crawford the flurry, the short left hand. Vince Aragona, victory in his BKFC and Pro Combat Sports debut. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens, steps in, calling a stop to the fight at 36 seconds, round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Vince "The Dog" Aragona.
Good victory for Aragona. I'd like to see him fight against Sila Mawar, what he could do, but very good. Just came in throwing powerful punches and looked phenomenal.
Vince Aragona said, I'm going to walk down Simeon Crawford. He didn't walk down Crawford, he exploded forward. He had placement, he had power. 2 knockdowns to the round 1 finish. In our opening bout of the evening and our first BKFC bout ever in Hawaii, by way of round 1 KO, Vince Aragona defeats Simeon Crawford.
Friday, April 17th, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is ready for more bloodshed. In the main event, the always ready Chris Camozzi is back to battle the relentless Esteban Mohawk Rodriguez for the interim BKFC Cruiserweight Championship of the World. In the co-main event, rising sensation Ramiro Figueroa attempts to keep his momentum rolling as he tests himself against BKFC OG Elvin El Bandito Brito. Watch all the jaw-dropping action live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Friday, May 22nd, the world's most exciting combat sport returns. It's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Watch pro boxing champ Jamel Herring attempt to win his first Bare Knuckle world title against the undefeated Nate Maness. Plus, jaw-dropping bare knuckle fights, lightning fast action, and knockout power you have to see live to believe. Watch the Bare Knuckle Fighting Stars put bones to domes live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com to see what the world is talking about.
BKFC Fight Night Honolulu, coming to you live from the Aloha State, is presented by Bucked Up, Feel Like $1,000,000, Fubo TV, Ball Boys, and by Forged Irish Stout. Waikiki Beach, the Pacific Ocean, we're on the island of Oahu. BKFC Fight Night Honolulu and our Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship Hawaii debut. welterweight division we go. Our tale of the tape is presented by Ball Boys for Jerome Macalino versus Pono Enos.
All right, Macalino, 3 inches taller, 3 inches longer on his reach, and he wants to make sure he controls the range, keep Enos out. Enos is coming and throwing bombs. Macalino knows it.
Pono Enos set for BKFC bout number 1 and Pro Combat Sports bout number 1. Enos has had 1 as an AMI in MMA, as well as 5 in amateur kickboxing, 1 in amateur Muay Thai. In our fighter meeting, Enos said, "I want to, quote, smother my opponent in this welterweight bout, Jerome Macalino. I want to continually be explosive to the inside," Enos said, "and do not move backwards for a single step."
Aggressive, pressing forward the entire time. Get in the pocket, utilize some clips. Get in there, he wants to go to the body, throw some uppercuts, overhands. He's KO power in both hands. He can hit him and hurt him either way, and he's gonna show it.
Enos said, "With that smothering inside pressure, once I'm in, I am staying in. I am not moving in and out in this fight. I will utilize head movement as I work to the inside. I will throw fast combinations off of my jab. I expect my opponent, Jerome Macalino," Enos told us, "to throw wide. That's when I will show my speed, and I will throw straight punches."
Exactly, those straight punches are going to be important. Doesn't want to make this an outside fight. Use head movement to get inside, but the whole time he's got to stay calm and stay relaxed.
With the flag of Hawaii, Jerome Macalino set for his BKFC debut. Macalino has had 3 pro MMA bouts. Macalino told us, "I want to stay long, fully utilize my reach advantage, and showcase excellent footwork from the outside."
He either wants an all the way out fight, Sean, on all the way in. If he's inside, he can utilize that clinch. Feels like he's got good area, good ability to utilize that clinch, but doesn't want to stay in that mid-range at all.
Macalino said, "I'm not going to load up on my punches. I'm going to use speed. I'm going to use accuracy. I will constantly throw my 1-2. I will throw hard jabs. I will throw hard jabs to the body of Pono Enos, and then hard jabs to his head."
Also level changes, making sure he's keeping his opponent guessing, not knowing where his punches are coming from. Counter with straight punches when his opponent rushes in. He knows his opponent's going to try and close that gap. He's got to stop him.
Macalino said, "I believe my opponent, Pono Enos, is going to start fast, open up, swing big for the knockout." Macalino said, "I'm not going to play that brawl game. We'll get to round number 2," Macalino said, "and I believe Enos will be completely gassed out."
He's going to start off with a lot of movement, not knowing his opponent comes straight forward, be very linear, move the entire time, wear him down, then get the knockout.
Back we go to Jeff Houston.
Fight fans of Honolulu, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Presented to you by Ball Boys, natural skincare formulated by athletes for athletes. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears gray. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, an even 162 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Puna, Hawaii, here is Pono Enos. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 164.6 pounds. He holds an MMA record of 1 victory opposite a single defeat with 1 no contest, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Ava Beach, Hawaii, here is Jerome the Phenom Macalino. And our referee in charge of the action, Chris West.
Pono Enos said, "I'm going to throw heavy in the pocket, big uppercuts, big overhands." Chris West making his BKFC refereeing debut in this bout. Calls Knuckle up from Chris West, round number 1. Black trunks for Jerome Marcolino, gray trunks for Pono Enos. Immediately to the inside, chest to chest comes Pono Enos. On the left hook goes the overhand right in the clinch, just as Enos talked about. Beautiful turn in the right uppercut from Jerome Marcolino.
These guys are going at it immediately.
Separation from Chris West, right back to it. There's the jab, stick, and move from Pono Enos. This now is the range that Jerome Marcolino talked to us about wanting. Fully trying to utilize his reach advantage, and he does on the right hand. Overhand right again from Marcolino. To the inside. 1-2 as Enos dipped his head.
Marcolino countering very well at this point.
Forward pressure now from Jerome Marcolino on the check left hook. Enos looking for the entry on the overhand right, cannot find it. 65 seconds remaining, round number 1. Pressing right hand, right hook, and to the canvas goes Jerome Marcolino.
Totally changed the pace. Felt like Marcolino was looking very good. Walked right into the counter. This sport is very strange. You think you're in the driver's seat. One punch changes everything.
Right hand. Immediately back to the inside from the half top one there. Those short overhand rights in the clinch. More big shots.
Marcolino needs to take a knee.
Right to the body. Knockdown number 2 recorded by Pono Enos of Jerome Marcolino.
Marcolino grabbing the back of his head. I'm not sure. He doesn't want any more out there. Look at his face.
Here's the mandatory 8 count given to Chris West. The assessment from West.
If I'm Enos, I'm trying to stop him right now. He's giving you that look, and he wants out.
Closing seconds, round number 1.
Oh! Oh!
Come from behind win. Game, set, match, Jerome Marcolino.
Off the canvas. I thought he was done. That came out of nowhere. What a turn of events. Swaying back and forth. Wow. And listen to this crowd, Sean. You can see they appreciate their fighters coming to fight tonight. I mean, Marcolino all but done. I thought he was done. He looked at the referee like, I don't want to be in here. I got hit in the back of the head. This isn't for me. He hopped up. He pulled it together. And
let's go,
a beautiful counter. A little rock back, followed with the right hand, landed right on the button. Wow, what a fight.
Dr. Don Muzzi, the Chief Medical Officer of BKFC, tending to Pono Enos, who is now sitting up on the canvas. A big momentum swing in this fight, and then a massive momentum swing. Marcolino was seeing things going his way, and then Enos dropping Marcolino once off the canvas, dropping him again. Enos then final seconds of round number 1, stepping in the finish, and then the right hand, 1 punch, walk away, come from behind, knockout win for Jerome Marcolino.
And that was just pure heart and determination. He was hurt badly. He questioned himself. That could do a huge thing for his confidence in his career. Knowing how hard you were hurt, how bad it was getting, and said, I don't care, I'm gonna try and do whatever I can to win this fight, and he did. Came back with a beautiful right hand, ended the night.
A look of absolute bemusement on the face of Pono Enos as he walks back to his corner. He felt he absolutely had that fight won, Chris.
And here's, look at this beautiful right hand that landed for Enos. Stopped his opponent dead in his tracks. And here's the first once again. Look at that right hand. I'm not even sure how Marcolino stayed up. And he got hit a couple more times. And here's the second time he got knocked out. Look at him look. Look at the look on his face. Dejected. What do I do? And here's, okay, he got it together then really quickly. Okay, I'm still here to fight. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna, here to watch this go right back up. Bam! Just a rock back, push off that back foot through the right hand. Beautiful shot. Nope. My turn. Can you take it?
A knockout of the year candidate, a come from behind victory of the year candidate. Our crafted replay presented by Forged Irish Stout. We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, let's have a round of applause for one of the most exciting first round fights in BKFC history. Our referee in charge of the action, Chris West, steps in, calling a stop to this fight at 1 minute 54 seconds, round number 1. For your winner by KO, Jerome, the Phenom, Malino.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Mr. Malino. That was an amazing first round fight. How badly hurt were you when he hit you a couple times?
Hey, he caught me good. He's a hell of a fighter. He hits hard. But hey, all glory to God, my coach, my team, Animal House, my son. Hello, I love you, baby.
Hey, what a comeback. Now, we really like what we saw from you. Is there anything else, anybody else you'd like to fight in the BKFC?
Hey, I'm game, bro. I fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. Doesn't matter, bro. Hawaii, we scrap whenever. This is what we do. So bare knuckle. Hey, it is what it is. I'll fight anyone, anytime.
Hey, you showed a lot of heart, a lot of determination. Congratulations on a great win. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerome Malino said, I am not going to load up on punches. But he absolutely turned over a beautiful right hand to win this fight. Enos felt that he was in full control. Consecutive knockdowns of Jerome Malino. Closing seconds of round number 1. Malino off the canvas for the second time. The right hand, and that is the fight. The winner by way of first round KO, Jerome Malino defeats Enos.
April 18th, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, finally debuts in Australia, and we're bringing the heavyweight action. In the main event, heavyweights Hayes the Hooligan Heppy and Krzysztof Big Man Wisniewski, a rematch to settle unfinished business. In the co-main event, Mark Flanagan has the hometown crowd behind him, but Dylan Pasovich brings knockout power that ends fights fast. Watch the Australian debut of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Want to wear the same gear your favorite fighters wear? You can do that at bareknuckleshop.com. From sweatshirts to t-shirts, hats, and everything in between. With fits and looks for everyone. You'll also score exclusive items and limited drops you won't find anywhere else. And right now is the time to buy. Knuckle up and save at bareknuckleshop.com.
Bucked Up Energy Drink brings you our tale of the tape for this bout in the welterweight division. Joseph Karuda versus Fatu Tuasi.
Very similar for this tale of the tape, Sean. 1 inch height difference, exact same reach, same fist size, almost the exact same weight.
Fatu Tuasi, set for his BKFC debut. He is at 7 pro MMA bouts. Tuasi told us in our fighter meeting, I pride myself on being a very smart fighter. I'm going to be accurate, I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to be first in every exchange.
Well, he wants to make sure he sends a message early. He has more power. Like you said, he wants to be first. Get in there, dig to the body, but he wants his opponent to know this is not the fight he wants to be in.
Tuasi said, I will be equally comfortable on the outside and on the inside. Whether I'm long, mid-range, in the clinch, or in the pocket, Tuasi said, I am going to target the body of my opponent in this welterweight bout, Joseph Karuda. Tuasi also said, as much as I am focused on my offense, I will, quote, showcase the art of defense.
100%. He wants to be very elusive, and every time he avoids a punch, every time he slips, he wants to make sure he's firing back immediately.
Tuasi said, I will be rolling under big punches and I will quickly throw my counters.
Feels like he's a very intelligent fighter, but he's also a very smart fighter. Making sure he's not getting in the clinch in this fight, turn this into a boxing match.
This is the BKFC, and indeed pro combat sports debut for Joseph Karuda. Karuda has had 5 as an AMI in MMA, as well as 1 in amateur kickboxing. Karuda said, I want to be very aggressive, but I do not want to brawl in this fight. I will be all the way in or all the way out. I will have an active jab on the outside, and I will throw and land big power punches on the inside.
And the main thing for him, he wanted to make sure he controls the distance, controls the range and the tempo, decide when and where this fight happens.
Of his opponents in this welterweight bout, Fatu Tuitasi, Joseph Karuda said, I definitely respect his powerful right hand. I have to be aware of the unpredictable swings of Tuitasi.
Feels like his opponent is wild, like you said, Sean. Wild, throws these powerful shots, avoid those and counter.
Once again, Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the BKFC Welterweight division. Presented to you by Bucked Up. Feel like $1,000,000. Introducing to you first. Fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and gray. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 159.6 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 9 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Kapa'a, Hawaii, here is Fatu, the Centipede, Tuitasi. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears white trimmed in black and gold. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 159.4 pounds. Tonight, he also makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Waianae, Hawaii, here is Joseph Karuda. And our referee in charge of the action, Frank Trigg.
UFC and Pride veteran Frank Trigg making his BKFC refereeing debut in this bout. Both fighters up to scratch. Trigg waiting for the corners to clear. Again, both fighters, Karuda, Tuitasi, 3 feet apart. The bell, round number 1. Black trunks for Fatu Tuitasi. White and gold trunks for Joseph Karuda. See them measuring from Karuda. Lowering his stance, Tuitasi.
You can see Tuitasi in this one, he's just waiting to counter. As soon as Karuda was coming in, he's going to throw that right hand.
Suggested stance for Karuda. Looking for the lead overhand, left to the inside, right hand. Good pullback defensively from Tuitasi. He talked to us about the art of defense. Hand just off the mark on the 1-2 from Fatu Tuitasi. Overhand right, not there from Tuitasi. Good pullback from Karuda. Relatively measured start for both men. They're trying to work off of the jab. Left hook not there.
Tuitasi seems like his chin's a little high. He might want to protect it. If he gets hit, he's going to be in big trouble.
Good left hand, partially through from Karuda. Tuitasi resetting, both fighters in the center.
That chin was up.
Overhand right.
Karuda just a very good counter, but he's got that chin tucked. He's ready to explode inside.
They're going to miss with the left hook. Karuda resetting his feet. Karuda thought about throwing the overhand right. Now forward pressure from Tuitasi. Tuitasi again, lowering his stance. See the level change in, trying to do that. Land the rear overhand. There's the right hand. Down goes Fatu Tuitasi.
Tuitasi badly hurt. He got hit with some massive shots.
Up at 7, Fatu Tuitasi takes the full mandatory aim from Frank Trigg. Now the assessment from Trigg.
And he better grab at the point. There's only a few seconds left. He better not trade. He's going to get put down.
5 seconds, round number 1. You hear the 10-second clap. Karuda, no rush on the knockdown. The right hand not there. The bell, next up, round 2.
And I would say Tuitasi very lucky that round was near finish when he got knocked down because he's badly hurt. A lot of times you can recover in 1 minute. You can't recover very well in 15 seconds.
I got the grease. I got the grease. You got it?
No. I'd say sit down on that stool, get your legs underneath you, relax.
Hey, deep breath.
You can see, here it is, Karuda just pulled back and that right hand went right on the button. Then a left hook and then a right hand. See it from a different angle here. Left hand, right hand. He has power in both hands. We talked about it in our interview.
In our fighter meeting, Joseph Karuda said, I'm going to try to time my punches. And Tuasi leans back as he has the habit to do so. We saw that overhand right as Tuasi was leaning back. Round number 2.
Tuasi still has that chin a little sticking up to my liking.
Tuasi dropped in round number 1 with that beautiful overhand right by Joseph Karuda, but still very much in this 3-round fight. Jab not there from Karuda.
I said that 1 minute break was very good to Tuasi. Looks like he's recovered quite a bit.
There's the overhand right. Good pullback defensively from Tuasi. 35 remaining round number 2. See the diversionary rangefinder jab with Karuda. To do that, land the overhand right, but again, good defensive pullback from Tuasi.
Tuasi talked about defense. He's showing some defense. Pulling out of range. He's got to fire back.
Feint step from Tuasi.
You see how Tuasi has some good power. He's just got to land one of those shots. Got to do so when his opponent comes in and tries to land those power shots up there.
See the active hand movement, open chested, is Joseph Karuda. Karuda sitting on that overhand right. That landed on the left shoulder of Tuasi. Look, jab from Tuasi, not there. Not there again. Overhand right. Tuasi definitely was looking for that punch. Again, the defensive pullback. To the inside from the outside. One goes Joseph Karuda, right hook. From the center circle, both fighters staying in orthodox. Stiff stick jab from Karuda.
Oh, just a jab.
Knockdown number 2.
And that's what this sport is different. Jabs are powerful. Jabs do damage. Many fights we've seen ended by a jab, Sean. Tuasi knows he's down big at this point. He's got to do something different. He's got to come back and get a knockdown on his own or possibly a knockout.
10-second clock acknowledged by Frank Trigg. Late here in round number 2. Karuda dropping Tuasi with the overhand right in round number 1. Dropping Tuasi with the lead left jab in round 2. We move to the 3rd final round.
And that totally changes the dynamics in this fight. Tuasi knows he has got to get a knockdown or a knockout to win this fight. And here you can just see Karuda just a nice step-in jab. Put all the weight on that lead foot. We talk about it in our meetings all the time, Sean. Is it your jab a rangefinder or is it a power punch? Not in many sports can it be a power punch. In this sport, it is.
Straightening out and putting away. Follow up with the left. And in the clinch, don't panic, tie up. Strong in the clinch, working on you. You don't need to force nothing.
Seconds out called. Here comes the 3rd and final round of this welterweight bout. Joseph Karuda fought Tuasi. Karuda presumably up 2016.
And let's see if Karuda, if he's happy winning the decision, if he's going to go for the knockout here.
Again, presumably, but 10-8 Karuda on the knockdown of Tuasi round 1. The same sequence, the knockdown, this time off the jab. Round 1, it was the overhand right. 10-8, round number 2.
Let's see if Tuasi says, I'm going for broke, I got to win this fight, I got to go for the knockout.
Overhand right, not there from Karuda. Tuasi staying measured off of his own jab. Tuasi circling, looking for the entry angle. Tuasi said, I will be equally comfortable outside and inside. But down twice here in round 1, and then again in round 2. The smear of blood on his forehead. Tuasi now trying to look more for the mid-range or even the pocket.
Tuasi did have a good pullback, a good punch, but he's got to do more.
70 seconds remaining. Third and final round. See Tuasi cut inside of his left, rather his right brow. The overhand right from Karuda. Good pullback from Tuasi.
Tuasi is doing a good job of pulling back, but he's got to counter quicker. He's trying to in that situation, but he's down bad. He's got to win.
Tuasi has eluded a lot of Karuda's punches, but he took that big overhand right that dropped him in round 1, and he took that stiff jab that dropped him in round 2.
Tuasi's got to start thinking, I have to get up.
Overhand right. That was clean from Karuda. To his credit, Tuasi took it exceedingly well. 25 seconds remaining in this fight. The right hand, left hook, right hand to the inside. Tuasi back to the outside. On the turn. Now the cut inside of Tuasi's right brow. Final seconds of this welterweight bout. Karuda circling on the outside. The bell. That is the fight.
And Sean, you can tell we have a well-educated crowd when this fight starts to get towards the very end. They start going nuts. Just a lot of good jabs being thrown by these guys trying to control the range, set up those power punches. Good lead, overhand right. I'm not sure that was exactly what that was. Something came flying off his foot.
Keep working. I feel like you don't know what to say.
Chris, it made me think of the late great Hawaiian from UFC 1, Taylor Tuli's knee flying out. Gerard Bordeaux kicked him in the face, but I believe that was actually just the glob of Vaseline.
I think it was too. That'd be a odd shape too. Tuasi did show a lot of skill in that fight, Sean. Just felt like he was difficult for him to. He's really very good at countering. When you're down, hard to wait for the counter.
In many ways, Tuasi did do what he told us he wanted to do in this fight, showcase the art of defense. Karuda repeatedly threw the overhand right, and he really only landed it significantly twice. Once in the third round, and then once in the first round. And in the first round, that's what dropped Tuasi. And again, Karuda doubling his jab in the second jab in round number 2 in that sequence, sending Tuasi to the canvas. Here we go with Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 3 rounds, our judges at ringside are all in agreement at 30-25 to the winner by unanimous decision, Joseph Karuda.
And great fight for Karuda. Showed a lot of ability to explode, showed good defense and good power.
Tuasi showed his heart, pulling himself twice off of the canvas, but full credit to 47-year-old Joseph Karuda. This was not just his BKFC debut at age 47, it was his pro combat sports debut. Karuda showing poise, showing power, showing technique, 2 knockdowns to the victory. The winner by way of unanimous decision, Joseph Karuda defeats Tuasi.
Friday, April 17th, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is ready for more bloodshed. In the main event, the always ready Chris Camozzi is back to battle the relentless Esteban Mohawk Rodriguez for the interim BKFC Cruiserweight Championship of the World. In the co-main event, rising sensation Ramiro Figueroa attempts to keep his momentum rolling as he tests himself against BKFC OG Elvin El Bandito Brito. Watch all the jaw-dropping action live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com. Friday, May 22nd, the world's most exciting combat sport returns. It's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Watch pro boxing champ Jamal Herring attempt to win his first Bare Knuckle world title against the undefeated Nate Maness. Plus, jaw-dropping bare knuckle fights, lightning fast action, and knockout power you have to see live to believe. Watch the Bare Knuckle Fighting stars put bones to domes live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com to see what the world is talking about.
To the lightweight division we go. Nick Zaragoza versus Kalen Gorospe. Our tale of the tape is presented by Alp Nicotine Pouches.
All right, son. Zaragoza here, 2 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage. That's not too much, but he wants to utilize it and control the range as all possible.
Gorospe set for his BKFC debut. He has had 2 pro MMA bouts, 11 is an AMI in MMA. Gorospe told us, I feel that I'm a very accurate striker. I want to showcase my accuracy while continually moving in and out.
Wants to counter his opponent, utilize that jab. Feels like he can control everything, set up with the jab. Feels like he's going to be faster than his opponent. That's going to be important for him to utilize that awkward style to disrupt his opponent's weapon.
Gorospe said, I want to start very fast, immediate pressure, but then settle to the outside. Power punches will flow off of my jab. Gorospe is naturally right-handed. He said, I will keep switching stances. I pride myself, Kalen Gorospe said, on my creativity.
He knows he doesn't want to make this a brawl. I like what he said. He wants to really bait his opponent up, bait him in, and then counter, make him pay every time he tries to get in close.
All business on his walk to the BKFC ring for Nick Zaragoza. This is his Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship debut, as well as the Pro Combat Sports debut for Nick Zaragoza. Zaragoza has had 5 AMI MMA bouts. Nick Zaragoza told us in our fighter meeting, I want a fast start, but it will not be a reckless start. I'm going to move quickly to the inside, ideally pocket over clinch. I want to be creative, and I want to be unpredictable.
A lot of jabs from different angles, different speeds, different power on those jabs. Sometimes it's hurt, sometimes it's the setup. Wants to be very unpredictable the whole fight and make sure he's not letting his opponent know when and where the punches are coming from.
Of his opponent in this lightweight bout, Kalen Gorospe, Nick Zaragoza said, I believe Gorospe is at his best when he is controlling the pace. I will disrupt the pace of Gorospe, Nick Zaragoza told us, with my constant pressure, and I'm most definitely willing to take a punch from Gorospe, said. From Gorospe, Zaragoza said to land 2 and 3 of my own punches.
Not only that, he believes he has more power. That's why he's willing to trade with his opponent. He'll take a punch to get one. His is going to be harder. We'll see.
Back to the ring, and Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the BKFC lightweight division. Presented to you by Alp Nicotine Pouches. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears gray trimmed in black and red. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 148.8 pounds. His MMA record stands at 2 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Wailua, Hawaii, here is Kalen Gorospe. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and gold. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, an even 150 pounds. Tonight he also toes the line for the very first time. Fighting out of Kanekoa, Hawaii, here is Nick One Shot Zaragoza. And and our referee in charge of the action, Dane Fortuna.
Kalen Gorospe said, I am focused on precision. I am not going to throw every single punch with full power. Call of knuckle up from referee Dane Fortuna. This is his BKFC refereeing debut. Round number 1. Black and yellow trunks for Nick Saragosa, dark gray trunks for Kalen Gorospe.
And Saragosa just really trying to mirror his opponent's hips.
Saragosa right to the inside on the overhand right. Already cut above his left eye is Kalen Gorospe.
Saragosa coming for a bomb.
There's the counter right hand from Gorospe, but fast start to this fight. True to his word for Nick Saragosa. And big swings true to his word for Nick Saragosa. Right hand from Saragosa. This is the second right hand. Gorospe on his back foot now circling out.
Saragosa all over his opponent, taking punches he does not care.
Flipping left hook. Saragosa is now cut in his right eye. And the up jab. There's the clean 1-2 from Gorospe. 70 seconds remaining, round number 1, scheduled for 3 in the lightweight division. And the feint from Gorospe. See the extended striking guard of Kalen Gorospe, the tighter striking guard of Nick Saragosa. Saragosa looking for the entry. Saragosa cut under his left eye, but flowing freely from that cut.
Better be under the action.
You see Gorospe on that knot, that hematoma that's already popped and leaking blood on the left side of his head. There's the overhand right. Big strength to the inside from Saragosa. Gorospe trying to counter, doing so while moving laterally and backwards. Overhand right again from Saragosa. One hand, left hand, good sequence from Saragosa. The counter right hand from Gorospe. Gorospe sitting on those counters while taking big Saragosa punches.
Gorospe doing a good job of countering, but man, that pressure from Saragosa, relentless, throwing powerful high right hands.
1-2 from Gorospe. Both fighters having their moments here in this round 1. We move to round 2.
Well, I love the fight. I love the totally different styles. Saragosa coming, throwing that power, not carrying. Gorospe really trying to be technical. Gorospe does a good job of trying to counter. I'd like to see him trying to use a little bit more lateral movement. Every time he does, Saragosa tries to mirror the hips, tries to keep him against the ropes.
See referee Dane Fortuna as well as Dr. Don Mutsi, Chief Medical Officer of BKFC in the corner of Nick Saragosa. That's excellent work by both Dane Fortuna and Dr. Mutsi, observing in the corner but honoring how sacred that 60 seconds is. No interference from referee nor doctor.
These guys are raring to go, just pacing back and forth.
We're going to have a medical timeout. Excellent procedure from referee Dane Fortuna, calling both men up to scratch. And now Saragosa is seeing Dr. Don Mutsi. Gorospe's central neutral part of the ring. And we will continue. Medical clearance from Dr. Mutsi.
And let's see if that really fires up Saragosa more. I'm in trouble. They're trying to look at my eye. I got to stop this fight this round. Oh, good jab.
Doubling his jab, overhand right. Gorospe couldn't find the overhand right, but pulled back from Saragosa. Saragosa heavy to the body, and counter right hand from Kalen Gorospe. Gorospe turning over the right hand and turning over the right hand, Nick Saragosa. Both fighters continue to have their momentum swings. Back and forth we go.
It's that jab of Gorospe is really doing damage.
Overhand right from Gorospe. Counter left hook from Saragosa.
I want to see Saragosa start going to the body with those hooks. He can land the bodies and do so much damage.
To the inside. Heavy pressure from Saragosa. Underhook from Gorospe. Gorospe trying to turn off of the ropes. He does. Restart from Dane Fortuna. On the entry jab, overhand right from Saragosa.
Saragosa can't stay there.
Left hand punch on the ground. The knee down counts. And here comes the mandatory 8 given to Saragosa by Dane Fortuna.
Saragosa's hurt. He's got got to get together. He's got to start throwing in body shots.
Off the canvas, right out.
He's got to come after him. You got to hurt. Throw the body.
Right hand again.
That's it.
Gillespie off the canvas to the victory for Nick Saragosa.
And just as it looked like Zaragoza was in trouble, just like that, Kanekoa was showing two of these fights already. People coming back. This is exactly what I knew we were going to get when we came to Hawaii. This is why we wanted to come here for the last 3 years.
We talked about both fighters continuing to have their moments. Both fighters riding the momentum swings back and forth to the end. Keali'i Gillespie dropping Nick Saragosa in round 2, and then Saragosa off the canvas to finish Keali'i Gillespie in round 2.
And you could tell he said, no more of this. I can't let this guy get the momentum. I have to go for broke at this point. Exactly what he did. He knew he had more power than his opponent. He just had to really take the time and go, I'm throwing these power shots. I don't care what happens. And he landed one. I mean, Sean, the first 4 fights, we've had 2 people get up off the canvas and come back and win immediately.
I do this. I really do.
Nick Saragosa said, I am definitely willing to take one punch to land 2 or 3. He took multiple punches and he landed multiple punches. An outstanding fight from both Nick Saragosa, the victory, and Keali'i Gillespie in defeat.
I'm good, Doc. I gotta go to the dentist, he said.
The ovation is for Keali'i Gillespie off the canvas.
Don't matter experience, don't matter record, any weight. Y'all just let me know.
Both fighters, Chris, showing their heart, showing their character, showing their technique as well.
Saragosa getting knocked down in that round. Just taking a lot of shots. Said, nope, I'm not going out in this manner. I'm going out of my shield if I do. I'm throwing as hard as I can. I'm putting this guy down. Come on, devastating shots.
Hard fought, well fought from both Nick Saragosa and Keali'i Gillespie. And that's a phenomenal fight, and an especially phenomenal round number 2, in which Gillespie dropped Saragosa, and then Saragosa off the canvas to finish Keali'i Gillespie. Victory in his BKFC and Pro Combat Sports debut. Not without adversity, but certainly with class for Nick Saragosa. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, let's make a lot of noise for these 2 warriors. Our referee in charge of the action, Dave Karuda, steps in, calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 30 seconds, round number 2. For your winner by KO, Nick One Shot Saragosa.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Nick Saragosa. Nick, what a performance. You got up off the canvas in that round to win. How badly were you hurt in that round?
Nah, I wasn't really hurt. A lot of things were blurring my vision, so I just took that knee. But shit, hell of a fight. Appreciate Keali'i. I mean, again, this is a short notice fight. Appreciate him for stepping up. If he didn't, then I wouldn't be in this ring today. Hey, like I always say, all it takes is one shot.
Hey, you couldn't see well out of both of your eyes. You were having trouble. What was it inside you that made you continue to fight and believe you could win?
Hey, again, why I keep pushing is because I want you guys to call me back. You guys gotta keep putting me on these shows. Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter experience. Just call me up. I got my whole family with me. My 2 boys, my beautiful boys. I love them. Hey, they could, like I said in my interview, I gotta prove to them that daddy's on hammer.
Nick, I promise if you fight like that, we'll call you back every time. Thanks, brother.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's go!
Elated is the victor, Nick Zaragoza. Momentum swings back and forth. We went in round number 1, and that was amplified. Back and forth in round number 2. Kalen Garospi dropping Nick Zaragoza in the second round. And then Zaragoza off the canvas to finish Kalen Garospi in round 2. In cut from behind fashion, the winner by way of second round knockout, Nick Zaragoza defeats Kalen Garospi. Scan the QR code now on your screen. Also go online to BKFC.com. That way you can watch our main card. 9 fights headed your way. It's our Hawaii debut. We're on Oahu. BKFC Fight Night Honolulu. On the Freeview, the 4-fight preliminary card. 9 knockdowns, 3 finishes, 4 phenomenal fights. This is BKFC Fight Night Honolulu.
April 18th, the world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, finally debuts in Australia, and we're bringing the heavyweight action. In the main event, heavyweights Hayes the Hooligan Heppy and Krzysztof Big Man Wisniewski, a rematch to settle unfinished business. In the co-main event, Mark Flanagan has the hometown crowd behind him, but Dylan Pasovich brings knockout power that ends fights fast. Watch the Australian debut of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship live on the BKFC app. Download it at BKFC.com. Want to wear the same gear your favorite fighters wear? You can do that at BareKnuckleshop.com. From sweatshirts to t-shirts, hats, and everything in between. With fits and looks for everyone. You'll also score exclusive items and limited drops you won't find anywhere else. And right now is the time to buy. Knuckle up and save at BareKnuckleshop.com.
In the bantamweight division, Micah Sampson versus Nalu Sanel. Our tale of the tape is presented by Forged Irish Stout.
Another fight, Sean. Theme of the night, very similar for the tale of the tape. 5'8" to 5'7", 1-inch reach advantage for Sampson. Not very much, but man, these guys are very, very similarly matched.
Nalu Sanel set for his bare knuckle fighting championship